Sometimes we do that, we'll follow a parent's path, and the reason we do that is because if we've studied psychology, the first 1 to 7 years of life, you know what that's called? It's actually the imprint period. So we call this the imprint period. The imprint period of our youth. They've done studies with animals in imprinting, and it's very, very powerful. Imprinting is so powerful that up to 80% of everything you'll ever know is imprinted into your mind in the first several years of life. You guys know that? That's how impressionable a young child is. And that's why change as we get older becomes so difficult, especially beyond the age of 30. Okay, before 30, our brain is still developing. Once we hit 30, it's almost like set in stone. And so change after the age of 30 is almost impossible, except for a few situations. See, we can have a significant emotional event happen. Significant emotional event. When a significant emotional event happens in our life, for example, I'll give you an example of a significant event. What's an emotional event? Pregnancy. So you fall pregnant. What's another one, Kelly?
Lose your job.
Lose your job. Tori? Death in the family. Okay, these are all significant emotional events. So when that happens, the brain can change because you're going through a trauma, you're going through a difficulty of change. But in the absence of that, how else do we get change?
Well, you mean change in the brain, physiological?
Change in the brain. Well, the brain can actually change shape.
Yeah.
But what I'm suggesting is that after the age of 30, it's very difficult because your brain is fully developed at age 30. You see, if we look at the other periods, we have between 7 and 14. We know of that as the modelling period. So that's the period of time where we model people. You know, we could be Bruce Lee. You know, if anybody who's around my age, I'm 42 years old. But Bruce Lee was somebody who I modelled my life after. And so I went on to become a Australian karate champion. Because I modelled Bruce Lee. I wanted to be like him. And so I would think about fighting all the time. I'd think about defence and attack. And I'd go to my karate classes all the time. I was training like 5 days, 6 days a week. It was crazy because I was modelling Bruce Lee. And I'd read up about him and he was training every day. And I thought, I want to be like Bruce Lee. So this is the modelling period, 7 to 14. And then we move from 14 to 21 into the socialisation period. So if you're following the direction of the course that your father set out for you, it could be that one, you're imprinted with this when you're young. The second thing is you may have modelled your father. I want to be like Dad. Because I want to be like Dad, I choose same interests, same things. And so there you are, you're a maths teacher. Make sense? Yeah. It does make sense. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree is what they say. Okay, but this makes a lot of sense. So a significant emotional event, or we can have a manufactured emotional event. What's that? A manufactured one.
Is that like sort of predicting into the future?
Yeah, well, a manufactured one is something that a life coach does or a neurological repatterning expert does. So someone like myself would come and work with your brain. So because your brain is thinking a certain way, then what I will do is come in and work with your brain to produce results on an unconscious level. Once those results are produced on the unconscious level, then what happens in your natural world begins to change. Why? Because you're now thinking differently. So once we make changes unconsciously, all true change is unconscious. So if we're thinking about creating a change, and so we start, whatever it is, like an exercise program, how many days does it take to form a habit? Does anybody know what they've said?
14.
Who said that? 14?
Yeah.
You said 14, some people say 21. The average from studies that they've done recently says 66 days to form a habit. So that's the average. Now some people are taking over 200 days and other people can do it in 10 days. It depends on what it is. It depends on the activity. It depends on your brain. It depends on your imprinting, your modelling, your socialisation. It depends on what information is already in your brain as to which things are easier for you. It also depends on what type of intelligence you have. We know that not everything is academic intelligence. You've got sporting intelligence. You've got interpersonal intelligence. There's many different areas of intelligence. So things will be easier for you and more difficult. And for another person, they'll find certain things easier. For example, when I was going through the police academy, I'm actually a policeman. As I was going through the police academy, anything to do with grips and grabbing somebody in certain positions was very simple for me to get. Very easy for me. Whereas I had another person in my class and he struggled. Like I'd show him something, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't get his brain and arms to work in the right way. It just wouldn't work for him. But him, other things were easier for him. And I struggled. That's how it is in life. So if things are easy for you, that's good. Things will also be difficult. Okay? Some people are musically talented. They pick it up like nothing. And other people really struggle. Like they've got to work. Like they call it hard gainers. Anyone who's gone into fitness or weights, there's people who are hard gainers. But they've got to push twice as many weights, twice as often to get half the amount of progress as somebody else who just looks at a weight set and suddenly they've got muscles on their muscles. You know, they suddenly just explode. Like, I got a friend at work and he'll do chest, bench press, and his chest will just explode. He said he doesn't do chest for that reason. Somebody else though, boom, straight away. It's the same thing with our mind. We're good at some things, not so good at others. So a manufactured emotional event, manufactured could be a seminar. You go along to a seminar, you go and listen to someone who speaks not only to your conscious mind, but also to your unconscious mind. And you might think, well, how does somebody speak to my unconscious mind? Well, there's a man by the name of, sorry, I'm getting right into the seminar now. Let's stop there, and I'll come back to this idea. Let's keep going. But I love what you're saying, because you're talking about you've been imprinted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense. Right, very good. Who else thinks it makes sense? And you can see it in your own life. Think about the environment you grew up in. Think about your parents' parenting style. And perhaps if you've got children now, think about your parenting style. Think about your parents' relationship. Think about your relationship. You'll notice there will be similarities and many similarities. Okay? Now sometimes the pendulum swings the other way. Because it's so traumatic, people go, I'll never be like that, and they'll swing the opposite direction.